Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Another nice morning. And it's Friday. And today is a miracle day that you're going to enjoy because it's going to be lower 70s. Light winds today, not big heavy winds, and I don't remember a time lately in recent years that Arnold had a non-windy track meet. So,
yeah, you're probably right on that. Yes.
and
Yeah.
a lot of good athletes coming in, good kids coming in to compete there at that nice facility that they have at Arnold, and you'll be there broadcasting reports throughout the day.
I will be. Yep. Yeah, we'll start hourly reports in the 11 o'clock hour, keep you updated on results as we go through the day, and we'll air those for you on KBBN 95.3 FM. A lot of track going on today. Broken Bow hosting their track invitational at Mark Russell Field today as well, so a lot of stuff going on. We talk track. South Loop also hosting their boys golf invite today at the Arnold Golf Course, so nice day to play golf, too.
Very nice. And they've done that for a number of years where they had both those going on at the same time. So it's all good. A lot of good kids out there enjoying the track events. What's your favorite track event to watch? I don't really know if I should ask you what your favorite track event was. But what do you like to watch?
I golfed. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't on the track team. I was on the golf team. Man, that's kind of a tough one. I'll be honest. I think it's the hurdles.
Hurdles are exciting.
Yeah, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you watch the hurdles.
And for those of you folks out there who tried the hurdles when you were, say, in junior high and you did the lows and couldn't understand how anybody could get over the highs, you had some scuffs on your knees and so forth because you either hit the hurdle or you hit the ground. Learning how to get over the hurdles and get that all timed out with the steps in between. And it's quite an event, you're right.
It is.
Pole vault's fun to watch. Actually, all the events are a lot of fun to watch. I really like the relays at the end.
Oh, yeah.
They're very exciting and, hoping that the baton gets passed to the next person and that they can get in step and not lose too much time when they pass that baton. That's a really neat event too. So, and the ones that probably are really tough are the distance events, the running events that they go around and around and around. And it certainly will help today if the wind's not blowing, because when you're running long distance and you come around the bend and the wind's hitting you in the face really hard, it makes it that much harder. So I hope that the kids enjoy the weather today. But
yeah.
A lot of great events, as you mentioned, all over with track in full swing. Baseball coming up, and we go through the season.
Yes, we do.
But in the meantime, much to the chagrin of most students, school is still in session.
It is.
It's not out yet.
Yeah.
And Sergeant today, at lunch, we'll be having hot ham and cheese, fish and chips, baked beans, fruit cup, and milk.
Gothenburg today made fresh scalloped potatoes and ham with dinner roll, spicy buffalo chicken sandwich, made fresh cheesy pizza, fresh baked ham and cheese subs. Some of your choices you'll see at Gothenburg today.
At Thedford, it's mini corn dogs.
Sandhill School in Dunning, also mini corn dogs today at Sandhill School.
Nachos at Ansley today.
All right. Let's see. Anselmo Myrna today. Baked fish and cheese sandwich, pepperoni pizza, Uncrustable cheese and cracker platter at Anselmo Myrna.
And at Arnold, no school today. They're hosting the track meet and golfing.
Same thing at Bow today. No school today. Working at the track meet.
At Litchfield, cheese quesadillas.
Callaway, same thing. Because of the track meet today, no school today, Callaway.
Prairie Pioneer Center, chicken and noodle soup, cottage cheese, biscuit, and fruit at the Prairie Pioneer Center.
All right, last school lunch menu that we have is Kozad, and some of the things they list today, a noodle bowl, also grilled ham and cheese sandwich, and the pizza bar on the menu today at Kozad.
All right, let's take a look and see. Oh, it's International Louie Louie Day today. Celebrating one of the most recorded songs in the history of rock and the birthday of Richard Berry, who wrote Louie Louie clear back in 1955. Since then, it's been covered by more than 2,000 different bands, including versions by the Kingsmen, Paul Revere and the Raiders, John Lennon, Led Zeppelin, the Grateful Dead, Billy Joel, and the Smashing Pumpkins, just to name a few. Back in the late 70s, Louie Louie, or Louie Louie, also became the official song of Washington State for no reason at all, when a bunch of people petitioned that they have the song replace Washington, My Home. So, pretty big song, and was written way back when. And yes, if you grew up going to dances with live bands, they definitely played this song for you on the dance floor. Why, right here on The Breakfast Show, celebrating that song, has so much history. Well, you're probably a little too young. Did you mess with 8-track tapes at all?
I certainly remember them, and growing up, there were a few cars that I would climb into that had the 8-track player in it, but starting as my memory, we were certainly transitioning into the cassette tapes.
Yes.
At that time. So, but I remember the 8-track, and climbed into a few cars when I was real young that had the player in it.
The kids that were ahead of the curve back at that period of time, they would come out with 8 tracks that you could, put in your car below the dash, like you did cassette decks later on.
Yeah.
stereo systems and so forth. But you could put an 8-track in and then string some wire and have a couple speakers in above the back seat. And those were around, and there was even ones that were like 4 tracks for a little while. They were previous to the 8-track. But they were the latest technology, but you had to be careful because every time you thought everything was going well with a portable 8-track player that you installed in your car, you looked down and there was tape running onto the floor.
Yeah.
They had a bad habit of malfunctioning, those cassettes, the big cassettes. And here in radio, we, for years, what we called carts were basically the same size. I'm not sure they operated the same as the 8-track because you didn't have a playback head that moved up and down the tape. It was just one big playback head and record head. But we used carts in radio for many, many years, a facsimile of the 8-track, and I would have guessed maybe the cart came first before the 8-track. But this is National 8-Track Tape Day. Yes.
All right.
And you remember the cassettes were popular in the 60s and 70s. They were also, they're talking the 8-track here, 8-track cassettes, they called them, were popular in the 60s and 70s, but they were big and clunky, and you couldn't rewind them. The tapes would often jam, as we mentioned. And that's how they became history. They didn't work all that well. They was invented by William Lear, the same guy who designed the Lear jet. And the last, probably we call mainstream artist that released anything on 8 tracks was Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits.
Oh.
That was one I think just about everybody had. Creedence was also one that you could get on 8-track, and many others. But towards the end, Fleetwood Mac was the last major band to use or release their music on an 8-track.
shut in a coop right now, but when I start turning them loose to the grass, they'll start laying better. But I'm not ready to chase them down at night to put them to bed.
Oh, that would make a great country song, Catherine Chasing Chickens.
Yeah. Well, I have to put my dog to work. He does a pretty good job at rounding them up for me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, here's Brent with your question.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Catherine. By the way, it is Friday, and when I heard the Secret Garden ad, I was reminded on Fridays we give away a free drink to the Secret Garden just outside Myrna, so that'll be the prize today. And here's your question. Let's see if we can make you a winner. What happened to Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes Booth? Did he escape and was never heard from again? He was captured by the theater and put in jail for life? He hid, eventually sailing to Europe? Or did he escape to Virginia where he was fatally wounded by soldiers?
He escaped to Virginia.
Yes, yes, you got it, Catherine. That was it. And because you've answered correctly, we've got a certificate to get a free drink at Secret Garden.
Yes, can you put Caitlin's name on that?
I will put Caitlin's name on that for you. No problem.
And Catherine,
we're gonna three of us are gonna go over and shop for plants a little bit later on.
Oh, nice. Good.
Fantastic. Well, have good luck with all of your projects this next few days, and enjoy the weather.
I'll try to. I'll try to be out working.
We knew that, Catherine. Take care.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
All right. Catherine never sits still. She's always doing something. We'll be right back.
Your mornings sound better.
If you're driving in the car on the way to work, it just makes your day more enjoyable just listening to them.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens. Musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation, 872-5113.
At Team Physical Therapy, we offer extended hours 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and walk-ins are always welcome because we feel convenience couldn't be more important when it comes to your health. Even further, we can visit you in-home for physical therapy if you can't make it to our office. From pre- and post-pregnancy pain to dry needling and everything in between, call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111 or visit us at myteampt.com. It's your choice. Choose right. Choose Team Physical Therapy.
All right, we have a little dilemma here on the Breakfast Show. We kind of talked about it the other day, but Brent's trying to help me out here on the show because we've talked about this before too, but because we're on Facebook and YouTube with the live video stream, we cannot play music during the show that goes over the stream. So we have a computer that we can shut the music off and then turn it back on. And it's hard to remember when you're on the air sometimes to do that, depending on, guests coming in and different things. So Brent is bringing in his laptop so he can switch us over back and forth. Then to add to the spice, I like to play some things that I don't have available to me off this computer over here, but we're on the same mouse. So if I go over here to play a song...
Oh, I took the mouse away from you, didn't I?
Well, and I took it from you earlier.
Oh.
You didn't know it.
No, I didn't
know it. But I thought, I better put it back because Brent needs the mouse. But wait a minute, I need the mouse. And we're running the same mouse at times, or same computer with two different mouses or mice. So right now, got some Jason Isbell lined up for you. It's his latest song from his new album and the song is called Ride the Roberts, and he's starring on the Jimmy Fallon Show. So I've got a video and the soundtrack for that. So I need to start that.
All right.
And then do you want to, with your mouse, then take the cursor over to the other computer and shut the music off, or do you want me to go over and do that?
Whatever's easiest for you.
Don't give me that answer.
Neighbor, friend. This sounds like a conversation you have with your spouse.
Really
right?
does, doesn't it?
Whatever's easiest for you.
Here's Jason Isbell.
Everything's green right now.
Nice recording, and what a great new song. His new album is pretty acoustic, much like you heard, so you might want to check that out. Also, you might want to just go get something to eat and not fix it at home. You just need a break. Lots of options at the Tumbleweed Cafe here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. They serve daily specials Monday through Friday for lunch, and Sunday's buffet as well, which is very popular. They have the Wake and Bake Nook, open every Monday through Friday until 6 p.m. Each Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. until 11 a.m. you'll find delicious breakfast items, including burritos, sandwiches, cinnamon rolls, biscuits, and gravy, and more. Stop into their Wake and Bake Nook for a nice selection of casseroles to take home and pop in that oven. Great solutions for those busy nights. Getting busier and busier now going into the summer and spring and summer activities. So think about the Tumbleweed when you're too busy to cook. Let them do it for you. Also, stop by Cracker Jack Sport Bar and Grill on the west side of the Tumbleweed. They're open 7 days a week from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. And Carmen says the grill is on until she walks out the door. There happens to be a sporting event where people come out after baseball this summer. nightly food specials, delicious sports bar food, wings, and clubhouse flatbreads, and burgers, and Cracker Jack fry baskets and drinks await. The Tumbleweed Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill, along with the Tumbleweed in Broken Bow. Sounds delicious.
It does indeed.
Hey, be careful out there when you're driving through town. You folks who are approaching from the east or west and planning on going down Highway 2, the main drag, as they call it, through town, be kind of aware that you're going to need to slow down and watch for workers. You'll be diverted here and there, but they'll get you through from one end to the other as construction and reconstruction continues on the badly needed repairs on Highway 2 through town. And just be careful. Also, be careful, as Brent mentioned yesterday, now on the side streets that run parallel to the highway, because F Street's getting really busy.
It is.
G Street's
yes.
pretty busy, and you'll see people diverting, going north or south off the highway to get to the destination they want to get to without going through. So the traffic's going to spread out a little bit and increase in our residential areas. So please be careful with the kids and so forth. Don't drive too fast. It's easy to get to going too fast when you're used to getting to the other end of town. Mm-hmm. I actually think if you're just going straight through town, except for the busy times like at 5 and noon and those times, with the stoplights being kind of shut down or modified, you can get through town pretty quickly. It doesn't take too awfully long. And the trucks have slowed down to get through the different diversions and so forth. So as Brent mentioned the other day, those left-hand turns are the trick. Trying to get that left-hand turn in with traffic coming the other way, and you're on a good old-fashioned 2-lane. You gotta wait, and us folks who are coming up behind those cars trying to make the turn, please be patient, and of course be ready for anybody that stops suddenly to make a turn, because it is a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it can be a little bit. Yeah.
So be careful out there. Welcome to town. You can still get to all the shopping places. Just park off of the highway, and you can get to any place that you want to go as far as your shopping needs go here in Broken Bow, and they'll make it worth your time when you walk in the door. It is news time here on this Friday. You're listening to The Breakfast Show, and we appreciate that.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. More tariff whiplash. CBS's Michael Wallace.
China is raising its tariffs on U.S. goods from 84% to 125% effective tomorrow. This after President Trump raised tariffs on Chinese imports to 145%.
An investigation underway after a sightseeing helicopter came apart in midair near New York City and crashed into the Hudson River. Mayor Eric Adams.
Sadly, all 6 victims have been pronounced deceased.
They include a family of 5 from Spain and the pilot. Eric and Lyle Menendez get a court hearing in L.A. today on their bid to go free after they were sentenced to life for murdering their parents in 1989. Legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
The district attorney has said that he and his staff have reviewed all of the evidence and have come to the conclusion that there isn't a legal basis for the resentencing here, that it wouldn't be appropriate.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KOLN, a man accused of selling LSD to an officer with the Lincoln Police Department multiple times was arraigned in Lancaster County Court on Wednesday. A judge charged Mackenzie Bickford, age 30, of Lincoln with 5 counts of delivering or possessing with intent to deliver a controlled substance and 1 count of a controlled substance. His bond was set at 10% of $150,000. An investigation began when an officer with the Lincoln Police Department arraigned a controlled buy of 50 user doses of LSD. On February 13th, the officer met Bickford in the parking lot just before 2:40 p.m. and purchased the drugs wrapped in foil for $300, according to court documents. The officer arranged 2 more controlled buys, one on February 17th near 56th and Holdridge Street, and another on March 12th near 48th Street and Layton Avenue. Documents show that the officer purchased for 50 user doses of LSD for $300 each time they met up. On Tuesday, the officer set up a controlled buy with Bickford for this time 100 user doses of $400 of LSD. Authorities contacted him as he was leaving his home for another potential controlled buy. He reportedly had 75 user doses of LSD, $41, and a small amount of marijuana on him, according to the police. A search warrant executed at Bickford's home turned up multiple items, including 264.6 grams of marijuana, 92 user doses of LSD, THC products, and 40.7 grams of THC wax, police wrote. Bickford was arrested and lodged in the Lancaster County Jail. A hearing is set for May 15th at 10 a.m. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In the NBA on Thursday night, the Minnesota Timberwolves won at Memphis 141-125. Anthony Edwards scored 44 points. The Timberwolves scored 52 points in the third quarter, a franchise record. It was also the highest scoring quarter in the NBA this season. The Indiana Pacers held off the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-112 to clinch a top 4 seed in the East. Cade Cunningham of the Pistons scored 36 in Detroit's 115-106 win over the New York Knicks. Baseball Thursday night and Friday morning, the Atlanta Braves rallied for 3 runs in the bottom of the 11th to beat the Phillies 4-2 in a game that included a 2-hour, 45-minute rain delay. Marcell Ozuna, the game-winning home run in the bottom of the 11th. And after round 1 of the Masters, Justin Rose has a 3-shot lead after shooting a 765 on Thursday.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 73. South winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies. Tonight, lows level off around 45. Highs around 86. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Sunday with daytime highs approaching 67. 61 Monday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
They grow up so fast, and soon enough they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of tuition continues to rise. You know that college is important, but the expenses may seem out of reach. Edward Jones can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. Let's work together to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
It is 8:06. Let's go outside and find out what it really feels like with Jack Simpson. Jack?
Well, good morning. Sunny skies, not a breeze in the air. Birds are chirping. Quite a bit of traffic this morning. It's 28 degrees outside. Calm winds out of the west. Barometric pressure at 30-30 with humidity at 81%. No rain in the last 24 hours. The precipitation for this month will stay 64 hundredths. High yesterday of 67. Overnight low of 25. Sunrise today was at 7:04 and sunset today 8:14.
All right, Jack, thanks a lot. Hey, Jack, I got a question for you. You told me this morning that you went for a run.
I did.
Last night, and you ran almost 3 miles?
Almost 3 miles. I left my car at my apartment. Pretty soon I'm out by Melham Park. I'm thinking, well, maybe I should head back. So,
oh, Jack, let me just ask you this then.
Uh-huh.
Have you been running previous to last night?
No.
Now, this is just a thought. Here,
Uh-huh.
and it's Brent, it's Uncle Dave and Uncle Brent again. You might just ease into it.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean? Oh, yeah.
I mean, I walked half and ran half.
Oh, okay.
That was going to be my question.
There was a little bit of walking, a little bit of running.
Okay.
So
that's good. You want to be careful. I know you're young, but you just don't want to just hop into the deep end right away.
No.
Hey, Jack, you sound a little hyper this morning. How many monster drinks have you had?
Absolutely none. I'm just in a good mood.
Good. Okay,
mood.
that's good. That's good to know. I walked into the studio the other day and walked in behind Jack, and there were like 2 or 3 or 4 cans of monster drinks sitting there, and it concerned me.
Yeah, that's
take those in moderation.
Yeah,
dude.
I haven't had a monster in a while.
All right, okay, just checking on you.
They're hard on your heart, Jack.
Yes, they are.
I would be careful with that. We were worried about you. We're Uncle Dave and Uncle Brent.
That's right.
We're gonna take care of you. Don't you worry.
Well, thanks, uncles.
Yeah, you betcha. Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on this Friday.
It all with top quality products at unbeatable prices, and with their friendly expert staff, you'll get the advice you need to get your job done right. Visit them today in downtown Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday 8 until noon.
Get ready for something meaty this May. KCNI and KBBN are cooking up a giveaway you won't want to miss. There's a secret stash of sizzling prizes hidden in the airwaves, but only the bold will uncover them. Trust us, it's not just a steak dinner. This is a beefy surprise that will have you hooked. Stay tuned, stay hungry, and keep those ears sharp. May the beef be with you.
8:12 is your time. Thanks for listening to The Breakfast Show and watching online. We appreciate that. We appreciate our guests, of course, and Casey Johnson from Mid-Plains Community College is here. And Casey, how have you been?
Doing well, thank
Good.
you. It's a beautiful spring day outside.
Dropped by the other day and left a check for the upcoming event for our folks who keep us organized.
Thank you.
Yes. Kristen will be there. And I also said to the very nice, what's the gal's name at the front?
Pam.
Pam. She's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Pam, I probably didn't say that because I probably didn't know her name. But I said, if you don't fill all 40 seats, let me know because I wouldn't mind coming along with Kristen. So there's that option. I know you only got 40 seats for this event. Tell the folks about it.
Yeah, so on Wednesday, April 23rd, we have an important group of people to celebrate. And I have some more invitations to deliver out today, but I want to really emphasize that you don't need an invitation to come. I really wanted to make it special, and so I'm trying to really get out to people and hand out invitations, but sometimes the danger in that is that you forget someone. So I'm trying really hard to make sure everybody gets one. But if you don't, everybody is welcome. You can give us a call at the college and help us celebrate our administrative assistants, our administrative professionals, whatever you want to call them. The front office lady or guy, the receptionist, the secretary, those people that keep our lives organized. And as you may know, Wednesday, April 23rd is Administrative Professionals Day. It is a day to celebrate those folks. And we're going to take advantage of that. And from 9 to noon, actually I think we had 12:30 on there, from 9 to 12:30, we have a full slate of celebrations to offer to those folks. The cost is $40. And as you did, Dave, I hope that folks will come in and register their administrative professionals, give them that time to come out to the college on Wednesday, April 23rd. We're going to have our keynote speaker is Jamie Weingart. She is a Scottsbluff native, and she runs her own consulting company out in Scottsbluff. She does a lot of leadership training and work with groups and corporations and things on different trainings and things like that. And her topic is going to be engagement and well-being in the workplace and how you can really make yourself feel a part of the whole. Because I know that sometimes folks feel that they're just there to answer the phone, or they're just there to take a message or whatever. That is such an important part of companies and businesses' success. And we want those folks to feel welcome.
Yeah. And I think in most cases, the person at that front desk has many other responsibilities along with answering the phone. So there's probably a balancing act there for many of the workers who are listening right now, or, answer the phone in between what else I'm doing.
Exactly. I mean, we all have those people that work in our office and just get things done. And when something needs to be done, sometimes those administrative professionals are the ones that are asked all the time. And so I wanted to give employers the opportunity to say thank you. And this is our offering for that. So it is Administrative Professionals Day, Wednesday, April 23rd, 9 to noon. We have a coffee bar that will be set up. Ollie's is going to set up one of their wonderful coffee bars. We have lunch provided. with the registration fee. Of course, I mentioned Jamie Weingart. We have 2 wonderful breakout speakers. Betsy Smith is going to be giving a presentation, and also Deb McCaslin. And then we have some time just for networking and just for, visiting with coworkers and friends and people who work in the office down the street, things like that. I hope that it is just a wonderful celebration morning. And then, at 12:30, those folks can head back and see what we've all messed up.
That's what I was going to say. They may not. They may just want to take the afternoon off too.
They might want to go home.
Yes, in our absence.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, we do have room for 40 participants. So once those 40 seats are taken, then we have to cut it off there. So please RSVP to our office by you can talk to me or you can talk to Pam. Pam is helping me gather up those names. Our phone number is 872-5259, or you can email us at brokenbow@mpcc.edu. And just let us know how many folks are going to attend. We can send you an invoice if we need to. And we're just really excited to host this day. I'm just thrilled to be able to do this.
Well, it's a great idea. And, let's face it, sometimes you get busy and you go, oh, wait, it's Administrative Professional Day, and I haven't got anything for the very important person behind the desk there. This is something that you can do that they'll benefit from, enjoy, and it's a way of saying thank you.
Yeah, just something a little different, something... go ahead and get the bouquet of flowers as well.
Right.
But it's just something a little bit different, just to show that, you're investing in that person as an employee as well. And we want them to come away feeling energized and appreciated and celebrated. So.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Don't wait, folks. 40 places. And I know there's 2 or 3 already taken anyway, because there was another check that was dropped by when I was there. So
yes, definitely. The seats are filling up very quickly.
Okay,
so
don't wait.
Yes, absolutely.
872-5259. Stop by or email and let them know how many folks you want to have enjoy that day. Now, what else did you want to highlight today?
Well, if you're so inclined, on the same day, you could stick around at the college and come to our chicken scratch class.
Chicken scratch class.
Yeah, we're calling it chicken scratch.
And
well,
now this isn't a penmanship class, though.
No.
Right? Okay.
I mean, you can take all the notes you want, but no. This is our offering for those folks who have been considering raising a backyard flock of chickens.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yes. Price of eggs. We all complain about it. And people think, oh, I'll just go get a chicken or 2. Oh, folks, it's not really that easy. You really there's a lot of considerations to make. And we have a chicken professional coming in to talk about what all is involved in raising a backyard flock and how you get the chickens, where to keep them, what to feed them, the nutritional requirements, their habitat. You can't just put them in a box or put them in a cage. And there's things to think about, like predators and and it's not just a coyote. It could be the dog next door.
It could work. Yes.
Things
a cat even. Yeah.
Exactly. Just things to think about there. So we're calling it chicken scratch because why not?
I like that.
And it is Wednesday, April 23rd as well at I believe it's 5:30. Let me check that time real quick. 5 o'clock is our chicken scratch class. So you can come to Administrative Professionals Day and hang around for chicken scratch.
Thinking about our listeners out there who are nodding their head going, oh yeah, this time of year, about spring, around Easter, we ended up with a couple of ducks, maybe some chickens around the Easter theme, and found out that it was not over. They're cute little ducks or cute little chicks, and then they get bigger, and then you raise them and you realize there's more to it.
What do you do with them when you go on vacation?
Well,
I mean, you can't get a chicken babysitter.
No, you
probably can.
There
but-
are ways that they can self-feed, which is nice, and I'm sure that'll be part of the instruction.
But maybe you could come to the class and connect with a fellow chicken lover. Who would then babysit your chickens while you're out of town.
That could be a networking thing, chicken networking. I know that Mike...
Chick working.
Yes. Mike Evans at Evans Feed tells us, hey, there's a lot of people out there that raise chickens. So,
there really are. If you just walk around the neighborhoods, you can hear them.
Yeah, and we just talked with Catherine this morning, and she's a chicken expert in her own right. So there's folks out there that know a lot about chickens.
I have found that folks who love to raise chickens are kind of like folks who love to grow sourdough.
Yeah.
Like they like to talk about it.
Sure.
And talk with other fellow chicken lovers about it. Yeah. And so come to our chicken scratch class. The cost is only $20, and you can talk chicken all evening.
But not like pluck, pluck, pluck.
Not nuggets, not wings.
No, there you go. All right. Big day on that particular
It is.
Yeah.
It seems like every semester, like everything always happens on one day, and that's one of them. So
okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and look forward to both of those events at Mid-Plains Community College, right out here on West Highway 2. And again, be careful getting to the college. It's open out here. We're not having any construction barriers yet out here. We eventually will, but it's open once you get through town. So, all right, here's Johnny Cash for you on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Farmers and ranchers by providing quality fencing and livestock supplies. They continue to meet the demands of all livestock producers, providing watering and fencing products of all kinds, from barbed wire to hedge posts, creosote post pipes and panels. Give Moline Seed and Fence a call and have their team help you lay out your next project. Call 308-529-0781 or visit them on their web at molineseedandfence.com.
The Polaris Ranger is set up with all the comforts to keep you rolling from sun up to sundown. Agland ATV stocks their Polaris lineup with the machines that best suits the needs of the farmers and ranchers of central Nebraska. Our shop crew takes pride in providing you with the best service to take on the tough jobs day in and day out. Check out the 2025 lineups as you tackle your spring projects with Agland ATV and Broken Bow. Always wear a helmet, never drink and ride.
Online at aglandatv.net. Agland ATV, Broken Bow.
Hi, this is Andrew Mason. Normally I would say with Pearson PT, but that's no longer the case. We are now Rise Rehab and Performance. As you may have heard, Aaron Nelson and myself took over the clinic at the beginning of the year, and now we are moving forward with a new name. Again, it's Rise Rehab and Performance. Same location, same number, same awesome staff, and the same great care you've come to expect from us. That's Rise Rehab and Performance. Come see us for all your physical therapy needs, 872-5800.
Hey, so you're a hardworking individual with no direct deposit. Not a problem. You still deserve free checking. Come visit us at any Nebraska State Bank location in Broken Bow, Callaway, or Myrna. We'll help you choose an account that best suits you and your current needs. No direct deposit needed. You'll even get free online and mobile banking because you deserve it. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
It is 8:29, and you're listening to The Breakfast Show on a Friday. A very nice Friday out there, Brent. I think it's a great day for a track meet.
It is a great day for a track meet. In fact, I'm going to go to one later today.
In Arnold.
That's where I will be.
Did you know that Arnold is in Custer Public Power District's area of service?
I think I did know that, yes. That area is, anyway.
You know anybody we could talk to about the services of Custer Public Power?
Well, I think it'd be neat if we had people from Custer Public. Oh, look, there's people here from Custer Public Power in the studio. What a segue, huh?
What a segue.
That was a little rough, actually, but
yeah,
we've got Rick Nelson here and Jason Chaplin. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Good.
Yeah. Right?
Good.
Yeah.
Good to have you back, Jason.
I don't know. I can't see me on the screen, but
that's okay.
Oh, I can adjust that. Go ahead, Brent. I'll make an adjustment.
Okay.
All right. People always want to see what Rick's wearing.
My goodness.
Now,
what?
See, you asked for it, Rick. Here we go. Now, this is fun watching Dave move the camera. Because sometimes it's hard to know just which way to move the camera.
Yeah. Well,
and then
it's
pretty
black
soon,
right now.
Pretty soon you lose everybody.
Well, that's a song queued up there, Rick.
Oh, I see.
There, stop. Well done, Dave.
Thanks.
There you go. It's a good picture, you guys.
Oh, good. I can't see it, but...
Well,
trust me.
I can tell you, you look sharp. Yes. Jason looks like he's ready to get to work. This guy's not messing around.
So how you guys been?
We've been good.
We've been good, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thought we'd come in, so I was in town. Thank you for allowing us to come in today.
Sure, it worked out great. We were kind of scheduled light, so it worked out good.
So it's National 8-Track Day today.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Very frustrating period of time in our lives.
The 8-track itself, or just the general time frame?
The song would be playing, and you'd look down on the floorboard of the car, and the tape would be running down onto the floor.
Yep.
Or it would switch tracks and play two tracks at the same time.
You know, I'm going to take a risk here and probably create a HR nightmare, but I think that was before Jason was born.
That's an accurate statement.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Right?
I'm sure you're probably right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Alex is taking a note right now.
Yeah. Jason has probably seen an 8-track player of some kind on a shelf somewhere or in the back of a shop or closet or something.
Museum.
Yeah.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah. and now, guys, the CDs are, you won't even get a CD player in your car anymore if you buy a new one.
No, but you can connect your phone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
as long as
that's almost an automatic anymore. You get in the car and it connects itself.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah. It's not good.
I all I get is the bell ringing to tell me to put my seatbelt on. That's all I got in my car.
Oh.
It's about the most technology I have, and a radio.
And did you disconnect that bell?
No, I leave it alone because it's safety first, as you guys know.
There you go. Yes. Yes, we recently just had a safety meeting, and it went well. We talked about ladder safety, talked about substation kind of stuff, and it was a great day.
Well, there's no kidding about safety. Actually,
no.
I mean that's what you guys spend a lot of time and a lot of meetings, I would imagine, talking about, and just maybe going over again and again and again some of the same things, so that when you're out there on the field, it's more automatic than thinking about it, I would guess. So
yeah. Well, that's kind of where we want to get to.
Okay.
And sometimes it seems redundant. Talk about ladder safety. Seen it for 25 years. And it doesn't change.
Yeah,
that's the whole process, though. We want it to be automatic. When you have an issue, it's automatic. That's why we do tabletop drills. That's why we do emergency planning drills. That's why we do cybersecurity drills. We want that to become automatic. Something happens, we don't want to think, where's that book at that we need to pull out, or or even remember that there is a book or a procedure or something to follow.
It becomes automatic, and that's what you're shooting for.
Yep.
Yeah. As far as a ladder goes, I don't need a manual or anything. I won't get on one.
Well,
how about you, Brent? Do you ever get on a ladder anymore?
There you go.
2 steps up, maybe. 2 steps, maybe max.
Steps.
Not a ladder, but a step stool. I actually just climb on one every day to know what it's like to be taller.
Do you have one in the kitchen so you can reach the counter? Oh, I'm so sorry, Brent.
Or the cereal above the
sink. I do to reach the top shelf. The counter in the kitchen.
So let me tell you. You two, you're joking about that, but even one step is enough to create a problem. Why we talk about ladder safety? That's Jason. Why we talk about ladder? So what I thought we'd do today, because it's hit your airwaves this week,
right?
Probably hit it even last week, but I wanted to come in and we sent letters out to customers that would be affected in these areas. We're out there pole treating. We did get somebody on site now, didn't we?
They're going to start over the weekend or the first part of next week.
Well, see, perfect timing. Yeah. So we're going to have a pole treater in. We talked about this a little bit
last time. For a while, a little bit.
Yep. Thought I'd bring Jason in. Jason's going to run through, where we at, what's that look like. Any thoughts, Jason?
Well, I guess just to give a little background, the pole inspections that we do each year, the main purpose of them is to find the weak poles in our system and to replace those. By doing that, we harden our system, we make it more reliable, it's more efficient to operate, and we want to take away those liabilities of poles breaking or rotting in storms, or just, because they've reached their end of life. They've been in the field for 60, 70 years or longer. Mm-hmm. So that's the main purpose behind the pole inspections. We try to look at each one of our poles, inspect and treat each one of our poles on a 12-year rotation. So we're pretty much right on schedule with that. But this year we're going to cover a lot of area this year. We've got 7 of our substations that we are going to inspect poles out of. And we're going to do our Callaway substation, our Oconto substation, our Anderson substation, which is up at Anselmo. There's not very many poles on that, but we're doing that sub as well. Our Gates substation, the Halsey substation, which includes the village of Halsey, the National Forest, and the Purdom area. And then our Safranic substation, which is just a couple miles west of the radio station here and a mile north. And then our Weinman substation, which is south of Arnold. 8 miles, 10 miles maybe, something like that. So we're good. Our inspectors will be covering some ground, but it'll be good to get all these poles looked at and inspected and stay on our rotation.
Jason, I'm curious, when you say treat the poles, well, first maybe we'll start back before that. How much of that is visual, and then do you have to walk right up there, and do they have certain tests they do hands-on?
Yeah. Actually, they physically inspect every pole. And so they'll give it a visual inspection above ground. They'll look for any cracks or rotting of the pole that's visual in the air. But then they'll also excavate about 2 feet below the ground line, and they'll do some different tests down there to look for ground rot and whatnot, because typically the rot occurs within like the first foot of below the ground line. That's where the moisture always hangs out, and the temperatures are just right, right in that area. So that's one of the primary areas that they're looking at when they do the inspections.
Yeah, moisture and air.
Yeah,
to get to it.
Are there insects that bother poles?
There can be, yeah. The poles, they're treated with a chemical that is supposed to keep them away. But there can be some insects. But we typically see more than insects is shrews.
There you go. We talked about those before. Yeah.
Yeah, those are some nasty little animals, and they're just like a little beaver when it comes to our poles. They like to chew and burrow into the poles. I don't know what they do when they're in there, but they make a big cavity inside the pole, and they cause us a lot of problems. So any pole that we find that has any animal damage or shrew damage, we reject it, replace it to get it out of the system.
Isn't that crazy? Now they actually chew into the pole itself.
Yeah.
So, and they also burrow in, so they're going to make a pathway for water and that moisture you're talking about.
Exactly.
So they kind of double damage on that.
Yep.
That's something we don't see a lot of here in town, although we've had them up around our place this year. The cats have drug a few in. But, it makes you wonder how many are out there underground.
I think there must be a healthy population of them.
This must be. So there's a lot of different things to look at. So what we're getting at here, I think, is the crews that are out there are going to have to be on the property and be right. Every pole needs to be looked at and tested.
Yep. They always use our right of way, which is essentially the pole line, to access the poles. But they do. They got to get into the fields, into the pastures, into the wherever along the roads and whatnot, wherever the poles are. We give them specific instructions, so they always, close gates, or if they're in somebody's yard, they'll, do a courtesy knock, or try to get a hold of anybody that's home to let them know they're there. So we do everything we can to let people know that they're out there, and to be courteous and just let people know that they're there to do work for us.
And I think in our conversation with Rick, they'll have they're from out state, correct? So they'll have like Colorado plates, as I remember.
Yep, they are. The company's out of Colorado, but they do have our Custer Power logo on the side of their vehicle. We give them some magnets, and they put those on the side of the vehicle to help identify that they're working for us.
Okay. I think it'll be pretty obvious to what they're doing, but there's, as we've mentioned also, there's landowners that don't actually live here, that they own the property that those poles go through, and so there might be some communication there between people on that, but sounds like typically it goes pretty well. You don't really have many problems with people wondering what's going on.
Yeah, we really don't. We'll sometimes get a couple phone calls a year, just and that's totally fine. If anybody has any questions at all, they're more than welcome to call into the office and ask for myself or ask for Johanna Wassam. We can give them all the information they need on what they're doing out there. We did also mail out letters, as we always do, to all the landowners, customers essentially, that are along the lines that are served by these substations. So you're right, some of those are out-of-state customers and landowners, but they should all be getting a letter to notify them of our intents as well.
Okay. Questions at all?
I just worry about the safety in our rural community. We talk about Colorado plates. If they have any questions at all, whether that's us, please call in and talk to Jason or Johanna, because I don't, there are a lot of spooky things that happen out there.
Yeah, there are.
And we all watch out for each other in this area. Mm-hmm. And I just, if there's anything at all that's a little worrisome, please call in and ask us, because maybe it's not our contractor.
Yeah, that's possible.
And that's I worry about that a lot, and so just make sure that we're on the same page. And you see a vehicle that's outside of this area, let's be checking on that vehicle, because I don't want something bad to happen out there, thinking that it was our contractor and it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yeah, sure.
I guess just a curious question. Is it pretty much all ground inspection, or do they incorporate drones
That's a good question. This contractor, they're specifically doing the physical inspection of the poles. So it's all hands-on, just visual, and the digging at the base of the pole.
From the ground.
From the ground, yeah. All from the ground, yep. Yeah. We don't use drones for this inspection.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that, Jeff Wardine goes out and flies. He's our licensed drone flyer. Is that technical term?
Yeah, it works.
Okay. He will go out and drone some of the transmission line. That's a little bit harder to get to. We try to patrol our lines, every year, because we're looking for stuff that's broke, that's not there. So the transmission line certainly. Let's take, for instance, between Myrna and Arnold. There are some sections there where
that'd be tough.
You don't want to get to.
Yeah.
And so he'll fly that. Another portion is from Broken Bow down to Litchfield. A lot of that's in private right of way. It's over long hills. It's long spans. So he'll fly that as well. So I don't want to give the impression that we don't use a drone, because we do individually, from Custer's perspective. Yeah. But this contractor is on the ground looking up, and probably won't have drones.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. Okay. Now, I guess the next thing is some of the projects, Jason, that might be in the works this summer. People might see some things going on in different areas. You want to kind of talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So far this year, it's another busy year for us and our construction crews. We have a lot of customer projects going on, which are, residential services, stock wells, irrigation, grain bins. So we've got a lot of those types of projects all throughout our service area. Some of our larger scale projects would be our budget projects that we are doing ourselves. And two of those projects start right out here at our Safranic substation. And they go 2 or 3 miles east and 2 or 3 miles west of the sub. We're rebuilding some old line that actually used to be transmission line way back in the day. It was converted to 3-phase distribution line, and so it serves irrigation wells, and it serves a lot of customers out of that Safranic substation. So we're completely rebuilding probably about 6 miles of line there. So that'll be a pretty involved project, but a lot of it is across private right-of-ways, so you may not really see us unless you see us from a ways away. We're off the road, I guess, for a lot of that. We have another project then up at Myrna, pretty much just right south of Thomas Livestock's feed mill there, and it goes west past Perry Myers and Central Nebraska Diesel.
Sure.
And there's just a little over 2 miles of line we're going to rebuild there. Part of that line is an old copper conductor line, so we'll get rid of some of that. We like to get rid of that copper conductor when we can. And also in building that project, it'll provide us a two-way feed between 2 different circuits out of our Myrna substation, which we can utilize during storms and maintenance and other, times when we need to feed customers from a different way.
Yeah. And that's really a lot of times the benefit of these upgrades is making paths that you can reroute and get some people electricity that typically in years past wouldn't have. I think they appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yep. We try to utilize those opportunities whenever we can to give us multiple feeds to do exactly that, keep customers on as much as we possibly can.
And kind of a general question about irrigation. That's the busy time of year. That's when you guys are really pumping the electricity, or they're really drawing the electricity. Is there anything that the operators out there right now can do to help the transition into the busy season? If they need some electrical work done, if they need hooked up, that sort of thing, maybe some maintenance that can be done that helps with that situation? Is that a loaded question or not a very good question?
I'm pausing because I thought maybe Rick would want to jump in there, but
he was just looking at you, Jason.
Yeah, I know he was. I was kind of feeling that over here.
I'm just thinking the timeline. It seems like around here we go from winter to summer almost.
Yeah. I from a maintenance standpoint, I think it's always a good idea for the customers to get out and check their equipment, move their pivots, start their well up or whatever, before they actually need it, or before it's, 7 or 8 o'clock at night and they're wanting to turn it on and it doesn't turn on. Because, over the wintertime, something could have happened. One of the cutouts could have blown up on the transformer pole there, so, it's losing a phase and it won't start. There's those kind of things that are certainly beneficial to do from a maintenance perspective. As far as like new construction, new services, we're always willing to have customers talk to us about, conversions from diesel to electric or whatnot. At this time of the year, though, being that it's the middle of April already, we're probably looking at a fall project or a 2026 project, just because of the field work and whatnot already starting or will be starting very soon. That's kind of how our scheduling works, I guess, as far as new construction for irrigation.
And sometimes we'll get the phone call, hey, my power unit just went. Now's the time, we need to do this, and so we'll get out there. The other thing, so these guys are out there planting, and they're planting around a pivot, and then So they get to the point where they need to move that pivot, and they're out there planting. And for some, that's a really big process, because you got all kinds of vehicles there and seed and whatever else you're putting in with it.
Yeah.
And then they go to push the button and it doesn't move. That's the panic. So what would be helpful is a day or two before they move into that field, have somebody stop by, push the button, make sure you can move it, make sure it operates, because you don't want to have all that equipment sitting there and then you have to call us and we'll more than happy come out. Preferably that's not at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So if you could, if you're an operator and you're out there wanting to plant, and you're getting, you have a schedule, and you're looking at going to this field and this field and this field. If you could send somebody ahead and punch that button and make sure it operates, that would be helpful.
Okay.
And I think that's probably the major thing right now, is just moving the pivot to get the planting
Make
done,
sure it's
so.
working. I have enough farmer friends to know that the planting season is when a farmer might get short at, give you a short, stern answer. It's usually during planting season.
Yeah.
Because there's just something they got to get. They got to get that seed in the ground, and they want to do it. And then if a pivot won't go, and they've planted half the field and they can't move, they're going to be in that situation that they don't want to be in. And
totally.
Yeah.
And I get it. We get it.
Yeah.
And we'll get out there as fast as we can to get it rolling. But if we knew that a day or two ahead of time, we can we can roll that in. Maybe it is a cutout hanging down. Maybe it's a transformer. Maybe something happened over the winter. It's been 8 months since you ran it last, so anything can happen.
With that kind of with planning in mind, either one of you guys could talk about this. When they kind of get in a hurry, weather has a lot to do with the pressures of getting the seeds in.
Well, they have a window.
Yeah, if they have a good weather and can run all day with these big machines, they can put a lot of acres down. If the weather interferes, it can really mess things up, too muddy and that sort of thing. So we understand why they want to get it done
100%.
when they can get it done.
Yep.
But the safety side of it, we'll go back to what we started with. I know, Rick, you get concerned sometimes with the equipment they use nowadays is huge. And they're going in through an old little gate, getting through, and maybe there's a wire somewhere nearby. I know that worries you guys.
Yeah. That's so. You say that, and a specific example pops into my head every time you say that. Don't assume that if you make a new entrance because it's easier to get in this field this way for the first time, don't assume that wire's tall enough, because clearance for us in a fence line is 14 and a half feet to the neutral.
Okay.
And so it's different over a driveway, entryway. So don't assume that, hey, let's cut the fence here. We can get down to the ditch and make, this a whole lot easier this time. Don't assume that you can pull that equipment underneath there, even the tractor.
Yeah.
Because, there's different clearances, just don't cut the doggone fence and drive through it.
Okay, yeah. That's what you're saying. And I know that some people out there going, hey, they know this. You guys are talking about things that these guys know.
Yeah.
But there's different circumstances. Maybe they have a new employee, a new worker that hasn't been on that field forever.
Yeah.
Or hadn't been there for a while, or the hands change, and so the head of the farm probably needs to be having a little bit of what you guys do and talk to the employees, the guys that are working. Some of these guys only work during planting and harvesting, and say, hey, we put in a new fence, we put in a new gate there. You're not going to go through the old way. What you're talking about makes a lot of sense, Rick.
Yep. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, because these guys know what they're doing.
Right.
I totally get it. It's just that one-off time where you make a snap decision in the field. It's a great decision, but they forgot to look up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is help us help you, to get your work done, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. All right.
We just want to make sure that everybody's safe in the field.
Okay. I can't believe it. We're about out of time.
Yeah.
Jason, do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about while you're here?
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, thank you, though.
So Lineman Appreciation is Monday.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That'll be celebrated in the state. I believe we'll be. I believe we're going to have a couple of linemen down at the Capitol next Monday and have a little fun with that. But we, as in Custer, we'll be celebrating Lineman Appreciation. And actually, we kind of consider the whole month both Lineman Appreciation, Employee Appreciation, all that wrapped into one. A lot of, or some of what the linemen do are as a direct result of what Jason's people do and what April's people do in the front desk and yard light work orders. It's all intermingled, and so we want to make sure that we all the employees are appreciated during this time frame, but certainly the linemen have their day on Monday. So
okay, very good. Jason, before you go, I got a question for you, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but you probably know that your beautiful wife worked here many years ago. Did she ever mention that to you?
Yeah, she does from time to time.
And she was one of the first people to enter information to our Sand Hills Express page when it was in its early stages. Yeah.
Wow.
And she worked here for a while and then went on to other things. Did she ever use the term Nimrods or think something like that about when she worked here? She worked with a bunch of Nimrods.
She never has, but she's an awfully nice lady, so I don't know that she would actually say that.
Oh, bless your heart, Jason. Attaboy.
You're pretty good.
I've been trained well. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, guys, for coming in.
Oh, appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank
it
you.
very much.
You
We'll
bet.
take time out and catch up on some news.
The morning Sandhills Drive never sounded so good.
In the mornings, we don't have to fight over the radio because it's one station.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
At Gothenburg Health, we understand that women's health is personal. That's why our clinic and specialty clinic offers comprehensive family practice, obstetric services, and an OBGYN specialist to support you in every stage of a woman's life. From routine exams and prenatal care to specialized treatments, our experienced providers and specialists are here to guide and care for you with the sensitivity you deserve. Schedule your appointment today and experience the difference. Gothenburg Health Clinic and Specialty Clinic, helping people live their best lives.
If you're carrying it, Varney Pharmacy has something to put it in. Go browse their great selection of new purses, wallets, and even the clear bags you need for a sporting event or concert. From gold or white to brown or red, the color to fit your personality is at Varney Pharmacy. Plus, choices include traditional over-the-shoulder or crossbody style, or for traveling light, go with a wrist strap. Visit Varney Pharmacy, downtown Broken Bow, for purses, wallets, clear bags, and more.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Go, go, go!
On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. More tariff whiplash. China announced today it's raising taxes on U.S. products to 125%, a day after President Trump boosted tariffs on Chinese goods to 145%. CBS's Michael Wallace.
China has also filed another complaint with the World Trade Organization, arguing Trump's tariffs violate international economic and trade rules and common sense.
The Kremlin says it does not expect any breakthroughs on Ukraine during talks between Vladimir Putin and U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff, a day after a ballerina with dual U.S.-Russian citizenship came home. CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
Back on U.S. soil, Ksenia Carolina could hardly contain her excitement as she stepped off a government plane and into the arms of her fiancé.
An investigation's underway into the cause of a sightseeing helicopter crash in the Hudson River off New York City that killed 6 people. Former NTSB Chair Robert Sumwalt.
It could be a mechanical issue. It could be environmental, such as turbulence.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In the NBA on Thursday night, the Minnesota Timberwolves won at Memphis 141-125. Anthony Edwards scored 44 points. The Timberwolves scored 52 points in the third quarter, a franchise record. It was also the highest scoring quarter in the NBA this season. The Indiana Pacers held off the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-112 to clinch a top 4 seed in the East. Cade Cunningham of the Pistons scored 36 in Detroit's 115-106 win over the New York Knicks. Baseball Thursday night and Friday morning, the Atlanta Braves rallied for 3 runs in the bottom of the 11th to beat the Phillies 4-2 in a game that included a 2-hour, 45-minute rain delay. Marcell Ozuna, the game-winning home run in the bottom of the 11th. And after round 1 of the Masters, Justin Rose has a 3-shot lead after shooting a 765 on Thursday.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 73. South winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies. Tonight, lows level off around 45. Highs around 86. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Sunday with daytime highs approaching 67. 61 Monday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Visit the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow, located conveniently on Highway 2. From the highest quality cuts of meat to a great selection inside GK Wine and Spirits, it's at the GK. They take pride in their friendly staff and encourage you to join the rewards program at Grocery Cart in Broken Bow.
9:05, it is 38 degrees outside under a sunny sky. Winds are not a factor so far today, and the forecast tells us it will not be a big factor, which will be very, very nice to have not too much wind and sunshine and temperatures in the lower 70s this afternoon. It's just about perfect. Just sounds wonderful. Well, I asked you yesterday about the, you just heard about the Masters with the standings on the first day, at the end of the first day, the Masters golf tournament. Yes, the Saudi Arabian LIV players are allowed to play in the Masters. I think it's ridiculous.
Okay.
But anyway, they are allowed to play.
All right. Good.
All owned by the Saudis.
Best players in the world.
Yeah, but they're not really making their living from us here in America. It's made, they all got paid by the Saudis to join the LIV golf tournament, golf league, I should say. Just burns me.
I'm sorry.
I hope none of them win.
Do you see Fred Couples With with his eagle from the middle of the fairway. That was amazing.
I did not see that, but the guy's amazing. He's in the Masters. He's be a senior league player.
He's 65, I believe.
Yeah, and he's still always, especially early in the tournaments, these big ones, he comes in and he does really well. I think the third or fourth day he has back problems, and that I think they've plagued him a lot of his career. But at least he's an American.
Oh boy.
I'm serious.
Well, sure, yeah.
Now I'm all worked up. I need to go out and talk to Stan out at the Whiskey Barrel and get chilled out.
Yeah, he'll calm you down.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Or get you more riled up.
But I know one thing for sure. When I go to the Whiskey Barrel and see Stan, I get free ice with purchase.
There you go.
That's a guaranteed. I also know that whatever purchase I'm making is a fair price for the product. That's what they stand for. No glitzy specials. They don't believe that they need to get you in the door with some special and then charge higher prices for other products. They just don't do it that way. They're Americans. They're straight shooters. And Stan will let you know things that you don't even want to know about, and sometimes things that you don't agree with him on, but he's going to stand his ground. He's American. So enjoy a great conversation and a wide selection of your favorite adult beverages with Stan and the crew at Whiskey Barrel, located right across the street from Gateway Motors, right between Subway and Vet Care on the south side of the road of Highway 2. Now, you can get in there just fine. The 2-lane traffic goes right by. You can pull right off just like you always could to get into the Whiskey Barrel, so there's no problem getting to it. But if you want to avoid, that situation, I don't think it's too bad, but if you want to avoid it, you can just go on the side street parallel with the highway and pull right in the back. Come right around to the side like always.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's an American business here in Nebraska, in America.
Here is a job opportunity for you. This is through the Nebraska Department of Transportation. They have a great opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Broken Bow. At the NDOT, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and they offer a comprehensive benefits package. To apply, you need to go online because an online state application must be completed. So go to statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity, veterans preference employer.
The 2025 annual Easter egg hunt will be taking place April 18th here in the Broken Bow Square. The hunt begins at 1:30. Bring your own basket. 4 and under will hunt the square. The kids 4 and under will get to hunt around the square for the eggs. 5 through 12-year-olds will search for the numbers around the business district. And it's all brought to you through the goodwill of Custer Care and also Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce, of course, helping out. Other sponsors include Jenny M. Melham Medical Center, Myers Construction, and Power Solutions. And be sure and check your calendar in your community for when the egg hunt takes place. Almost every community has an egg hunt of some sort or a church group or something like that.
Yeah, and if you look at community calendar on sandhillsexpress.com, I think you'll see that Hunters for Youth is doing an Easter egg hunt this weekend, tomorrow on Saturday, up at the soccer field by the swimming pool.
Fantastic.
In Broken Bow, starting at 10, I believe. But go to community calendar for all of the details.
Thanks, Brent.
Thank you, Dave.
I'm going to calm down. Stinking Saudis.
Your blood pressure is spiking. Relax, dude.
I can't do that.
Take a breath.
It's not good for you. It's not good for you at all. Here's Charles Wesley Godwin. It's the little things. Charles Wesley Godwin, It's the Little Things.
That's a good song.
Man, there's so many great artists out there that deserve more radio time. They're going to get it right here on this radio station. I can tell you that right now.
There you go.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah. Have you calmed down?
No.
You have got revved up, man.
Stinking Saudis.
Woo.
Anyway, switch over to another subject of concern. Now, I got to ask you, listeners out there, bear with me here. You know, the stock market has been doing all these crazy things with all the tariff things that are going on. That's in the news. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And unfortunately, many of folks out there who have retirement plans are watching that and a little worried and scratching their head. The stock market has always leveled off and returned. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Okay, so that's the story that we're hearing on the news all the time. We were talking with Klang Financial about that yesterday. But what we haven't talked about, and I think what we may hear about, I don't know anymore whether we will, because it just seems like things get looked over much more than they used to. Martha Stewart went to jail for inside trading. She had inside information and was trading stocks that she was getting information on, and she went to jail.
Yes.
She did. So these people that are in the circle of our president probably have an idea, at least from day to day, what he's going to do. And he has a direct effect on the markets. If he says, I'm going to not have reciprocal tariffs on 60 countries, it will affect the stock market. How do we know, Brent Apperson, that these people in that circle aren't making a little money? I mean, the president actually said, buy now and get rich. Is that not inside information when you're working in that circle, making those decisions or hearing about those decisions ahead of time? And they put Martha Stewart in jail?
Whew. Boy, you're just wanting to open up a can of worms here this morning, aren't you?
I'm not opening it up.
Yeah.
They might be opening it up. But while the general man and woman in America are scratching to make a living and wondering what's happening to their retirement, there could be people that are close to the administration who are getting a little ahead of what's happening and making a little money. That's a crime.
Mm.
Now, proving that in today's world and punishing them for it's a whole different story. But you got to think there's some information available to where they could make those decisions before anybody else. That's my thoughts on that.
Man, you are revved up.
Well, it's the stinking Saudis that got me worked up.
I was gonna say,
live golf, people.
It all went somehow. This all got started with talk about the Masters. Yeah. Unbelievable.
And now the Saudis are buying boxing, and it's not that boxing has always been unjaded.
Yes, you're probably right there.
There's always been a little bit of a dark side. Speaking of knowing who might win and gambling and all the things that go along with sports and boxing. Now all sports. It used to be just boxing. Kind of was horse racing and boxing is where you went to gamble.
Yeah.
And when you have humans, you can say, hey, if you lose tonight, we'll get rich, and you had some of that. But now, again, the Saudis are buying all the top boxers, including one in Omaha, Nebraska, that has now been paid a bucket, well, more like a swimming pool full of money to be a part of the Saudi organization that is designing its own boxing. I mean, boxing always been known like you have 25 belts for one weight class.
Yeah, there's a lot of different organizations and federations within boxing.
But Saudi Arabia is, they've got most all the top picks right now in boxing. Just burns me.
I can tell.
Better play something kind of mellow.
Yeah, there you go. Good idea.
America at the community center. That's tonight. This is the 11th. So they're serving from 5:30 until 7 p.m. The Knights of Columbus fish fry. Also want to remind you that the rummage sale is coming up. And I think we've had news on that. We've had interviews on that. But we want to promote the heck out of it because it does good things in a lot of ways. It's a win-win-win-win-win.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, the auxiliary rummage sale for the Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center. Bundle days are Sunday and Monday coming up, so if you have some good used items that you would like to donate, they would love to take them in. I believe it's, you'll have to help me out, Sunday 1 to 5.
Let's see here. Sunday, April 13th, yes, 1 until 5.
And Monday 8 to 6.
Right, Central Time.
Okay.
Central Daylight Savings Time.
All right. Those are bundle days.
Those are bundle days.
That's when they collect your items, and they always remind you, please no large items, like don't bring in large appliances and things like that. They just can't handle those. But maybe a little end table or something, I believe that they're happy to take. So, bring in your good used goods Sunday and Monday. They'll collect them. They'll get everything laid out, sorted out. And then sale days will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We visited with Auxiliary President Jan Doggett about the sale coming up, and she talked about how the proceeds are used. They're used toward improvement to things at Melham Medical Center here in Broken Bow, but also a large part of the proceeds are used to make available scholarships for those who may choose to enter the medical field or who are even currently in the medical field. Helping them with their education. So, like you said, it's a win-win. And so if you're, it's probably time to do some spring cleaning. So clean out those closets and then take your good used items to the auxiliary rummage sale coming up.
And just remember, if you wouldn't want to use it yourself, whether it's clothing or small things, then you probably wouldn't want to bring it. You want to bring things that people can use, that you would be okay using.
Yeah.
All right. Jack's about ready to go over there with some country music. We got time for one more song here and get that on the air for you this morning.
All right.
On the breakfast show.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, it's brand new music from Van Morrison. He's got a new album coming out in June.
Oh, really?
And he's released one of the singles off of it, and he still sounds great. The song is called Down to Joy on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. At this time, before I close the show, I'd like to thank my comrades here at KCNI KBBN for working with me and for Brent putting up with me when I get all worked up about the Saudis.
It's all right, my man. Sometimes you just got to let it out.
Yeah.
It's okay. If you hold it inside, then it festers, and who knows what can happen. So sometimes you just gotta let it out.
Well, it's a good thing the show's about over because I'm exhausted. All right. Love you, folks. Thanks for listening. Talk to you on Monday at 7:30 a.m.